All right, let's go ahead and talk about the at and batch commands. So the at command schedules a command to be run once at a particular time that you normally have permissions to run. So guys, the cron jobs and the cron tab is going to run every single time that date that you put in occurs. At is going to run one single time. The at command can be anything from a simple reminder message to a complex script. You start by running the at command at the command line, passing it to the scheduled time as the option. It then places you at a special prompt where you can type in the command or series of commands to be run at the scheduled time. When you're done, you hit Control D on a new line and your command will be replaced in the queue. So a typical command sequence is going to look like this below. So we say at 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday, and then we run a certain command. Batch executes commands when your system load level permits. In other words, when the load average drops below 1.5 or the value specified in the invocation of ATD, okay, which is the at daemon, guys. Anytime we see a D behind something, that usually means it's the daemon of that processor command. Okay, so let's look at that real quick. So I'm going to say at, I'm just going to type in at, so you can give me a special prompt. Oop, sorry, I need to put the time. So I'm going to say at 9:30 p.m. on, let's say like Friday. And it holds that up. I'm going to say run an ls command, that's it. And I also want you to run a date command. And while we're at it, why don't we run a who am I command. And then that's all I wanted to do, so I click Control D. It's going to say, okay, at Friday, August 21st, at 9:30 p.m. on 2020, it's going to run these two commands. Okay. The at command, guys, is much more loose with the times you can put in. I can even say at tea time tomorrow. Say ls date who am I. This is kind of funny, guys. Watch what it outputs for us. So it says, okay, at Friday, August 21st, which is tomorrow, at 4 o'clock, I'm going to run those commands, okay? So it's much more loose with how you can type in the times, okay? So let's head back to our PowerPoint. Let's talk about system processes known as daemons. So a daemon is a type of program on Unix-like operating systems that runs unobtrusively in the background rather than under the direct control of a user. So waiting to be activated by the occurrence of a specific event or condition. Monitoring a system is a good reason to use a daemon. Cron can run processes every minute, but if you need a tighter granularity than that, cron can't help. A daemon can, though. So with a daemon, you can set up whatever timing you want in your main loop. So in summary, guys, file permissions, directory permissions, octable representation. Oops, sorry guys, I think we got these mixed up here. There we go. So today, guys, we went over characteristics of processes, parent-child relationship, examining running processes, background processes, controlling processes, signaling processes, killing processes, automating processes, cron and cron tab, at and batch commands, and system processes. As always, guys, please click on these links if you need extra help so you can view the weekly and monthly plans available for private tutoring sessions for system administrator management, as well as Linux and Bash scripting. I strongly encourage you to continue your education. We have more sysadmin training, such as Intro to Cybersecurity, Introduction to Cloud Technology, How to Manage Windows Servers, Introduction to Database Design, Learn SQL Programming with examples, Introduction to NoSQL Database Design, Learn Graphic Database Design with examples, What is Linux operating system and how it works, What are directory tree and file system hierarchies in Linux. These are all resources you can look at, guys, in addition to what we talked about. Introduction to Linux file systems for system admins. Overview of Linux virtual memory and disk buffer caches. More resources are best practices for monitoring Linux systems, best practices performing Linux boots and shutdowns, and best practices for making and managing backup operations. Some classes to take immediately after this, guys, are how to manage Red Hat or CentOS Linux servers in intermediate level. Learn PHP programming, web developer with PHP and MySQL, Advanced Linux Bash Scripting, which is another class I'll be teaching. Intro to HTML and CSS. Introduction to Python Programming. And guys, I'll also be teaching this how to manage Red Hat or CentOS Linux servers. Okay. And thank you so much, guys, for joining us on this course here. This has been a course provided by codingbootcamps.com. I am your instructor, Kevin Downs. Be sure to follow us on social media platforms, and I really hope to see you in these other courses that we have available, guys.